Hello! Apologise for that slight hiccup in the opening titles.
Welcome to ESC Fan TV Late Night Special. Quali 1. What do you think to that then? We'll get into that. Let's introduce our panellists tonight. We've got Sean. How are you doing, Sean?
I'm good, are you?
I'm good. I spent less on my booze tonight than you did when you went to see Kylie.
Cow.
And Tom. Thank you very much, Tom.
Evening. I'm in total smug mode tonight. Sorry.
That's not a shock. You always are. And Thomas. Hello,
Hi,
Thomas.
guys. Good to be here. What an amazing show.
Brilliant. And Troy. Hello, Troy.
Hello, lovelies. In the fabulous green tonight to represent lovely little Ireland.
Nice. Notice that's not Australia, that's Ireland. And hello, Elliot. Super Sub Elliot. Thank you very much.
It takes me 60 seconds to get ready, so I have no idea what's about to happen. I'm just going with it.
That's all right. Just blag it like the rest of us. You'll be fine. So let's kick off then. Oh my God, what an amazing show. Did we expect anything less, to be fair? It's an absolute corker. Let's start off with, what did we think of the three special guests at the beginning that kicked it off? We had Elena with Fuego, Eric Sade, and Chanel. Anybody?
Random.
It was really random. I agree. Really
It was like,
random.
here's what you could have had. It's like, why have you got three runners-up doing it? Where are the winners?
Yeah, they might as well have just put Gemini on, Jedward, and fucking Gina G.
Oh my God, that sounds amazing,
guys.
Sean.
That'd be brilliant.
It does.
Guys,
They
it
didn't do
wasn't
that.
random. It wasn't random. They've been watching ESC Fan TV. They were like, Sada, that's Alina and Jeanette covered. Cyprus, Oban, sorted. Spain, Stu, probably having a field day. I mean, crikey. They've clearly been watching our shows too many times.
I just don't understand why you would have contestants from the past. Yeah, Lenny, popular. Chanel, popular.
Eric Sade, literally popular.
Popular. Eric Sade. Lead in. But you would think you'd have some of the old runners-up. As we've said, you look at Eurovision, yeah, you think of some of them, but you think of more of the second places more than Chanel. I mean,
Chanel did come second.
no,
She came third behind Sam.
Yeah, but we don't count the Ukraine, so it's all right.
True.
What would you-
Ukraine, not the Ukraine, by the way.
What would you have rather seen, Troy, to kick off? What would you have rather seen?
Well, you could have done. Oh, let's have a look. You could have done something Swedish. I mean, but I mean, you've got to have something for the grand final. So
Yeah.
whatever.
You see, you've not got a better idea, so therefore this was the best idea.
I have, because Elena Ferrari is on everything, all the time she turns up. Why didn't they have Zobzy Dub doing Trinolito?
You could have had Helena
Something to do.
Paparizou, but
Could have done a trilogy.
Yeah, they could have. They could have 3 songs.
Or
Yeah.
you just do like Swedish or like Swedish people like Helena Paparizou, who's based in Sweden now. She does a lot there. Could have got Sarah Dawn Finer out to do a song because she's fabulous. I mean, they got Benjamin Ingrosso to do something for 5 minutes, so why couldn't they have Sarah Dawn Finer?
Anna Bergendahl.
Are we going to
We
talk
know she's
about?
hated in Eurovision in
Isn't
Sweden.
Sarah Dawn Finer going to be back for the final anyway?
Yeah,
And that's the
probably.
thing. Where was Linda? I wanted Linda.
Oh, they're saving her for the final. Don't worry.
Remember, this is only semi-final 1. We have semi-final 2 to go and the final. Don't peak
Where's the
too
European
early.
Broadcasting Bureau.
Do not peak too early. Do not peak too early. So we've gone through the first, the opening acts and everything. What do we think of the presenters?
Oh, Pyramid. Oh, I love her. I love the script that she always gets given as well. It's just so funny. I love it.
She's so good.
Yeah.
The other
she is.
host whose name I now cannot remember, which is really bad. didn't bounce off her that great. I noticed
Melina,
that she seemed a bit
what's her
stiff at
face?
points. Yeah, I think hopefully in the second semi-final and the final, she kind of warms up to it because it didn't flow as much as it should have. Like Petra had all the jokes, like, and I think Edward Ostilen, who wrote this, realised straight away she's the one that can carry these jokes. Like, I've done it with a man, I've done it on my own. Oh, and like those sort of little hidden things, which were brilliant writing as always. But she seemed very much like, I'm here to do a very serious job and do my job. And Petra's like, I'm going to have fun with this because it's camp and stupid.
Well, I absolutely love the grinder gag as well. That was really
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
Well,
that was clever.
We obviously didn't get that.
Phil, how do you know what the grinder tone sounds like? That's what I want to know.
I don't. But I guess.
We had this conversation.
It's an obvious gag, isn't it?
We had this conversation.
He doesn't need to guess. He's just spent too much time in your company, sure.
Yeah, we had this.
No.
We went on a road trip with Owen. You know.
Phil once had a romantic weekend away with Owen.
The only thing he didn't want was the Petra Murdoch show.
Well, yeah.
Even though she could have carried it.
Oh.
I think it was
Linda's
nice
coming
to
on
see.
Thursday. Linda's coming on Thursday.
I think it was nice to see 2 hosts rather than 4. Like last year, I think that was overkill, 4 hosts last year. Maybe 3 would have worked better, but 2 hosts I think works really well.
I think it does work really well. And the other host that's not Petra, bless her, I forgot her name. I can't remember.
Marlon.
She was in Billions. Because I watched Billions. I said I recognise her, and I googled her, and she was in Billions. So she is quite hoity-toity, high Filati in the old America there. So yeah, she's been on some good stuff. So what should we start with? Let's go to the 3 big 5 first before we get to the finale of everything. So let's kick off with, let's go with Isaac first.
My favorite.
Now, what was the correlation of everything being on fire to him being on the run? Is he a pyromaniac?
Running away from his past and running away from the trauma. That's what I get from the song. Did
he set fire to things?
Probably. He could be being done for arson. I don't know. He never explains that. It's like Meatloaf. What he wouldn't do. That. We don't know what that is. We don't know why he's on the run.
I'm pretty sure
This was my favourite of the 3. I'm going to say it. I think vocally he's phenomenal, and he was again tonight. The only thing I didn't like is obviously in the studio cut it says no one gives a shit about me. And I thought, oh, they'll replace that. And instead they just stopped and then back into it. So we know there's a swear that like you could have replaced that with anything else.
Yes,
and no one would have known. But you've made that even like I think damn's allowed because no one gives a damn about me. Like anything else would have invested in that. But it is nice to see Germany put some money into their stage show and actually have a singer who is really powerful. I liked the ending where he turned and he had all the lights behind him. Yeah. And he's just a solid singer, and I think they've been right with putting that big stage show because it is a song which you would normally just slap second, and he's been drawn in the first half. They now can't do that. They've got to find a spot for him. Depending on who gets drawn where tonight with the semi-finals, he still might get a bit done over, and Germany normally do when they're in Sweden, like last time when they were between Bulgaria and Sweden in 2016. But I do think juries will really respect his voice, respect the song. It is marketable. I can see the UK giving us a lot of points. And I think he still will do very well. Yeah, I actually really enjoyed the performance.
Did you not think that his voice was a bit? He sounded a bit worn out when we saw him in Amsterdam. He was croaky.
He was amazing.
He had
fair enough. Okay. I do think that the last time I saw a bunch of people sat around a fire in an oil drum on chairs, it was in the 1980s. It was picket line outside of steelworks, but.
There's one for the youth when you need it. Oh, shut your face, Phil. Honestly,
I thought Isaac's vocal tonight was brilliant. I thought the stages was I did, and I think a really strong song, and I really hope it does well in the final.
Just to get the oil cans staging sort of. What was that about?
We'll see. We'll see on Saturday.
I just want to know, what did he do? Why is he always on the run?
I like the song. The minute he started singing that song in the German national final, straight away I was like, that's the winner. That's won that national final. Absolutely. I'll be honest, I actually preferred the background on the national final to the staging he had tonight. There was something a bit too comfortable about it. And I'm not talking about the oil drum and stuff like that. That kind of, the fact that he was put inside that structure to begin with and everything at the start of the song, to me, I don't think really suited the fact, especially given the fact that the song, literally, the one credit I think that song has above all the others this year is that, boom, he's straight in. Like, there's no introduction. He's like straight in, straight away, big sound, big vocal and everything like that. And, you know, I'd keep the oil drum. I'd just scrap the box around him.
Fair enough.
I really like the dark theme of the song, because the fire and all the darkness around the German song and the vocal is just amazing. So I think the criteria of the German success this year is not to be bottom, and I would be absolutely gutted if German end last this year. I think the jury should save them this year. I think Germany really deserves a good result this year, because they have a really good entry and an amazing singer. They deserve better, and they have a really good song this year.
Yeah, I think you're right. What do we think of Marcus and Martinez? Do we think, why is in the corridor? What's going on there?
Melody Festival and revisited. It was the exact same thing. It will be the exact same thing grand final night. And I think that they've spent too much money on not doing it that way.
In all fairness, Troy, pretty much every year they replicate what they did in Melfest, irregardless, because it worked. It was a big national competition, and it's kind of replicated. Always. That's always the case.
And Finland did tonight, and Denmark are doing very similar. Like the Nordics, and Norway did. The Nordics very deviate from their staging unless they have to. It's good, but as I think Stuart said in our chat, because everyone else has got these big theatrical pieces now, it does fade a little bit on that stage compared to the other now 25 we're going to have. It worked in Melfest because it was a post-box for the stage and they put a lot of money into it. The issue is, let's say, so many others have come with their own big concepts. It's still going to get, 6th or 7th in the final, with no doubt in that at all, because it's very slick and, juries respond to very slick pop. But it won't be shocked if we have a similar situation with Benjamin Ingrosso, where it does really well in the jury and then just loses it in the televote for some format. And I know the new things changed about where you can vote at the start of the show. I don't think that's going to make too much of a difference with this song, just because it's nice. Like, it's fine. It's nothing special.
I think sorry, go on, Tom.
I was going to say, I thought it worked, and I agree that we see too much of it. The one thing for me, actually, is that sometimes I think with something like that, less is more. And certainly in the final third of that song, the abundance of lights, in actual fact, I wanted to turn away from the TV screen because there were just too many individual lights going on and coming out of that TV screen. And in actual fact, if they just hung that back a little bit and actually turned some of those lights off, I think it'd be more effective. I mean, it's still absolutely cracking performance. Absolutely love the boys. Totally and utterly knocked it out of the park. But I just would love to see that staging just hung back slightly in terms of the lights, just to make it more comforting to the eyes, which were just kind of being a bit blinded at that point.
Tom, I kind of agree with you. It just felt towards the end, particularly, quite a bit bigger than the Melfest production. And obviously, we've got a bigger stage here, and I think there's times as well where I thought the camera work, it felt a little blurry to me. I don't know if anybody else got that, but because I've watched the Melfest performance probably 100+ times, and I don't know, it just wasn't as, I don't know.
Well, I think that was the number of lights.
Something a bit missing from it. But
there were a few issues tonight with some camera shots, to be fair, which we'll get onto. But there were some elements where, like, is this a mistake or has this been signed off? Because if it's been signed off, then there's an issue.
Yeah.
Well, I thought, my opinion on Martin and Martinez was that it's creepy having twins singing about a woman. And it's like, that's a bit odd because you wouldn't as twins with a woman. And then Phil pointed out,
she's got a lipstick on, here she comes, lipstick on, here I come, run.
And it ruined everything for me. But in my head, Jedward Kendall's, there's nothing downstairs. So
I think
I still stand by what I said.
You didn't touch that low, did you? When you
Oh,
had
no.
your sweaty body.
Oh, no, I know. I'm well aware of the fact. I touched
possibly
sweaty
one
Jedward.
other thing. Possibly one other thing in there. You had Moldova before it, and you had Azerbaijan after it. So, in positioning, it normally would have stood out, but I don't know. Just something didn't work for me. It just didn't work. But who knows what's going to who knows what's going to happen? Hey, they've got number one. They've got number one. They're going to set a benchmark for the rest of the contest on Saturday night.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Number one sometimes is forgettable.
It's totally forgettable. Bum, 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 bum.
It has
Thing about
confirmed
that
though
song.
it will be a very good show opener on Saturday. I think it has confirmed this will be a very good show opener at quarter past 8 on Saturday night.
Absolutely corking show opener. So right,
Yeah.
let's move on.
Yeah.
So let's go to the Ollie Alexander. And we'll go round the houses. Let's start with I don't know because I don't know where I'm sat. So right, yeah, we'll go. Let's start with Sean.
Everyone can put the kettle on.
You go.
Sean.
Oh, Elliot! Wow.
We'll get to Elliot. Oh, we might not. We'll see.
Nasty bitch, boot him.
I don't know how to from where I am. Like, where is he?
Oh, he's gone.
What can I say?
Well, you know, if we've got different tastes and different opinions, then that's fine because it'd be boring if we didn't. I think this staging is absolutely insane. It's excellent. It's bizarre. It's raunchy. It's provocative. It's just mental. But there's just something I don't like about it. And that thing is the tongue faces from the dancers. And that, I mean, Ollie got, last time someone pulled the tongue out at the camera, I remember Gemini did very well. He pulled his tongue out, did he, just before he came on? Oh, I mean, the song, I love the song. I know a lot of people love it, and I know a lot of people hate it. And this staging, I thought, was a really good effort by the BBC. If I could rein it in just a little bit, I'd take out the tongue pulling and the funny faces. Yeah, because I think it puts people off. May Muller on her video walls last year, she was pulling weird faces and sticking her tongue out. People don't like it. You know what I mean? But apart from that, hats off to it. When the camera angle, when the kind of switches and they fall over and they go from one side to other and everything, really good. Vocally, are you all right?
I'm sorry. Just look at this.
What?
That comment.
That comment.
Gammon spewing
It's going to be gammon spewing forth.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It was that tickled me. I liked it.
Okay, no worries. But yeah, I mean, a good effort for the BBC. There was a couple of shakes in his voice towards the end. I think he struggled a little bit. But I mean, those are the only faults I can pick up on it. I think it was really good apart from that.
Thank you very much, Sean.
I think we're good for a good result.
That's enough, Sean. Thanks, Sean.
You've had your word.
Yeah, it does now.
Okay.
I thought he sounded a bit out of puff at the end, but that's fine because he'd quite frankly done.
It's definitely not out of puff.
I thought it was brilliant. I really love the staging. And I know people
Says heterosexual Phil.
Oh yeah. But I mean, they've put some effort into the staging. It's not just get two big styrofoam trumpets either side of him. They've actually put some thought and effort into the staging.
Did anyone...
They're selling this song.
I I was intrigued by it because I couldn't work out, because I thought, oh, they just turned the camera, but then
We also kept falling.
Yeah, and then I was like, well, have they done?
I
Oh,
don't know if you like
Clever.
old Star Trek when you just go like this and go like
Yeah,
that, you know.
yeah,
But what?
yeah.
But it was great.
I can't work out how they did it, and I liked it for the fact
And-
that I couldn't work it out. And
Yeah, and I know some people said, "Oh, it's too sexual."
No,
it's
that
too
was-
sexual.
that was just a bit of Frankie Goes to
Yeah.
Hollywood.
But if you're saying that's too sexual, but you don't complain about Slovenia's performance tonight, then I think you're homophobic. Because that was, blimey, she wasn't wearing much, was she?
Is that the one that?
Yeah, with like the see-through body stocking with the two things on a
Yeah.
blue. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
that scene like she'd put her underwear on and go,
Yeah.
oh, what shall I wear today? Yeah.
Yeah.
Might as well not bothered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Well, anyway, that's for later, not for now.
no.
But I
But-
think, I was really excited. And I
Yeah.
thought, oh my God, we've got decent staging and it's going to be fabulous. And I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
That's enough from us.
yeah.
It's that way.
Tom.
Oh, it's really weird because it's the wrong way. Tom.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was absolutely fabulous. Fantastic job with the staging. Yes, he did run out of puff a little bit, I think. He was clearly out of breath with some of that dance moves, but he's got a little while to get on top of that. But you know what? It was brilliant. Comment from my friend. I got a message going, how the hell are they going to get away with that before the watershed? And do you know what? To be fair, she's probably right. She also said, what are some conservative countries going to think of that? And I was like, they have to show it anyway. And quite frankly, what's the harm in a bit of liberation? There we go.
Thank you very much, Tom. That's brilliant. Oh, see, look. How do the Thomas is there? How that's
That's
really
it, that's it, that's
yeah.
it.
There you go. Thomas, what do you think?
To be honest, I wasn't impressed. I was a bit disappointed in the staging. I think it was a very disturbing staging. I thought it was a bit too music video-ish. I wasn't impressed in the vocals. I expected more. I was disappointed. You have a couple of days to improve, but I expected more. I hope to be a more Sam Ryder-ish vocal, but oh, I was disappointed. I'm sorry.
You don't have to be sorry, Thomas. Your opinion is your opinion, and that's fine.
I wasn't impressed. Actually, I was very disappointed. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Thomas.
To be fair, Thomas, I think his vocal was a bit flaky in parts. You know, I hope he does better on Saturday. But the staging I thought was great. But I understand what you're saying about the vocal.
Let's go to Try Boy.
Hi there. Welcome to the locker room shower scene.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, yeah, I'm not arguing. I mean, I'm not upset that it looked very provocative and very, yeah. PG may be pushing it, I can tell you. I mean, the only good thing is it's on after 9 o'clock for most countries, so you're going to be safe there. But I mean, I sat and watched it, and Nathan, my partner, even turned around and said, something doesn't look right. You've got one white boxing thingy out of the other three, so it's not balanced. And the one thing he kept on seeing was during that performance was the white boxing protector. That's it. He didn't see anything else.
Was that a downstairs?
Yeah, one of the dancers had the white protector. The other three are all red.
Okay. I did not notice that.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, and it distracted him.
Okay.
So, but I mean, great
yeah.
song. I mean, Ollie's got a great voice, but very like the opening section, it was like, oh God, no, please. But it got through, and it'll be interesting to see how it goes Saturday night.
Thank you, Troy. I think the sexy bit of Ollie's performance was a homage to Frankie Goes to Hollywood, Relax, which is exactly what they did, but I think there was a bit more sort of bull gagging mouth and head back type scenario going on. But that's apparently what it was a homage to. And I'm pretty sure that might have got banned. But it was 1984. The times were different times. Let's go to Elliot.
I mean, that's the issue. He's picking on a reference from 40 years ago. How many are going to know that reference? Because
kick Elliot off now.
I just thought, no, you dare, Tom.
No, it's fine. My hands are here.
I'm sticking pins in the doll.
Okay. First things first, the core strength of those dancers is fucking fantastic at the start of that song, because two of them are upside down waiting for the lights to come on. They're holding onto a metal bar. That's what it is. They are upside down waiting to start. That is very impressive. The start when it's directly front on is very impressive because the box, it's quite a big box. There's a pane of glass, so it gives depth without the dancers moving too far back. That's how they've been able to do this camera trick. The issue is when in the first chorus, they do a shot. So if you square on, it's there. And it kills the whole illusion because you see the outer edge of the box and everything. It kills that whole illusion that they keep doing. It was fine. It was okay. There was nothing groundbreaking about this. And this is what I hate to say, it pissed me off, is that the past week, the fan media especially have hyped this up. And people there last night said, the UK can win Eurovision. This is some of the best stage we've ever seen. And yada, 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 yada. I watched that and went, it was okay. It's not a winner. It's not going to win it. And that's fine. The UK wasn't going to win this year. But that's the issue. People have overhyped this song. And the BBC have, to an extent, overhyped this song, this staging, this whole thing. And it hasn't delivered on any front. I don't think Ollie did a bad job tonight. He's got room to prove. He's got 2 days now to rest his voice before the jury final and the jury rehearsals. He can do 2 days of doing soddle and just relax. And the BBC can figure out those last little details. The sexualization thing, it's not changing. We've got to deal with it. I'm not a huge fan of it, but sometimes sex sells. So be it. We'll see how it goes. It's a bit like Ireland. Some are going to be polarized by it. Some are going to love it. Some are going to go, God fucking no. So it'll be interesting. I still think the UK can get 8th to 15th, though. And I think for the UK, that'd be a very good result. This hasn't harmed Ollie's career. If anything, it's got people talking. And the fact people still saying the UK is a winner after that is just quite impressive. But do I see it as one? Not a chance. It's not what was sold, I think. And I think there's some camera angles and ideas there which kind of killed the illusion of this box and it turning. And that's the camera from being outside and you see the outline of it, or just keep it straight on and keep it close up like that. Don't show.
It wasn't turning.
Yeah,
the box
so
wasn't turning.
No, it wasn't turning. No,
it's a camera.
I don't want to know anymore. No.
Oh, you spoil the magic now.
Oh my God, it's like.
Don't tell her about Father Christmas, for goodness sake.
Do you want some news hot off the press?
Go on.
Go for it.
Right, this is from Reddit. So Cyprus has drawn second half. Serbia have got producer's choice. Lithuania first half. Ireland first half.
Ooh.
Ukraine have got producer's choice. Croatia have producer's choice. Slovenia has been drawn in the second half, as has Finland. Portugal's got producer's choice, and Luxembourg will be in the first half of the semi-final.
Okay, so in that case, the heads of delegation have done that off stage because that press conference is still going on as they're talking now.
Yeah, it was done before they did. They did it before the press conference started.
Okay, right. So am I right in thinking that the voting starts when the first act's on?
At the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah.
At the beginning.
Yes.
So producer's choice, are they going to stick Ukraine at the end?
Well, this is the thing, because Calista Bjorkman actually said what this whole Producer's Choice thing was about, which made it a lot more sense. He said they found out that a lot of fan favourites, and I think they mainly referenced last year, a lot of fan favourites were getting drawn into the same half. So this is a chance to break it up a bit. And I think it's referring to that last year, Spain, Sweden, and Finland were all drawn in the first half. And they kind of knew that whatever they did, they were fucked in a sense. Like, there was no perfect situation because there's a lot of fan favourites were in the first half last year. So I think they've purposely done this to have a few where they can just move about. Given that Ukraine is one of the favourites to win, I can now see them being song 25 if they are Producer's Choice. Absolutely.
If I was the producer in Sweden, how many songs are in the final?
26.
26.
I'd be song 26.
But clothing's not a good spot if you want to do well. It was hit and miss.
But I don't think they want it to do well because somebody else has to take the lead and then host a Eurovision on behalf of Ukraine. So,
true.
You know, who's going to do it again? It'd be nice if like Bridlington Spa would do it. That'd be perfect. I've got a 5-bed house. You lot can all pay me £500 for the week.
Yeah, all right, fair enough.
Yeah, you know, I'm laughing. I'm laughing. Does it include breakfast? I'd like to point that out. So I think the producers pick. Oh, go on.
Go.
Oh dear.
I don't
Go,
know.
Michelle.
So the producer's choice is going to be critical, obviously, as to what happens in Eurovision because this year we're going to be able to vote from. Is it from the beginning of the first song?
Yes.
Yeah. As soon as they say,
Marcus and Martinez have opened their sweet little mouths, we can all vote.
The interesting thing now is that you've got 3 fan favourites all drawn in Producer's Choice, which is Italy, Croatia, and Ukraine. And I think that's why I've put it in. You've got the top 3 of the top 5 in the bookies.
Where do you think then they put Croatia? Surely you're going to stick Croatia in second.
You put Ukraine song 9, Croatia song 23. If they want Croatia to win, he'll be song 23.
But not everybody watches the semi-finals, and they're not going to have heard of Croatia. If you don't put Croatia low down, are they going to get as many votes? Whoever's lowest, this works. Whoever's first, 1 to 10, have got a massive advantage. Because after 10, you forgot who 1 is.
I'd say look at Noel Carell last year. No one thought she was going to do as well as she did, and she went right at the end and she got 3rd. I think. Yeah,
because you couldn't vote till the end.
But I still don't think it's going to cause a massive.
No,
I don't think this is going to cause as much difference as people think voting at the start is. I think people are still going to wait. I think regardless, Ukraine and Croatia are going to be in separate halves. Now they've both been drawn Producer's Choice. They're going to be kept as away from each other. And Italy will probably be slap bang in the middle because you've got 3 fan favourites there now at the mercy of the producer. So, and there's no staging for Croatia, so they can be slotted in anywhere.
There's a reason that Sweden have put Marcus and Martinez first, and the voting starts when they start.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a big thing. We all know it.
Yeah.
I think that's
anyway.
Just
let's go on to the non-qualies. We didn't qualify. We had the non-qualies were Moldova, Iceland, Poland, Azerbaijan, and Australia. So before we go any further, let's go down under, and he is down under, to our favourite Aussie, Troy. What went wrong for the Australians?
Oh, where do you want to start? It is a shame because it would have been something different, but Australia have been lucky with the songs that they have been able to put forward previously. I just think this year, even though it was a good song, it's against a very big lot of songs that are very talented. It's an open race where normally it's a little bit easier. You've got your favourites. Hey, we all do have our favourites, but I still think there are some better songs that people don't think are going to do as well. I mean, I was surprised when Serbia got through. I love the Serbian song, but wasn't expecting it to get through because it was a televote. Australia have never done well in a televote, ever, except for Dami in 2016. And that's going to be the exception to the rule. In that situation, Australia were almost out immediately. With the other four, the only one that I really thought may have had a chance would have been Poland. But the chest idea was good, but I don't think she used it to her advantage.
Fair enough. Thank you very much, Troy. Elliot, out of the ones that didn't qualify, do you think anybody was robbed?
Well, 2 of my top 10 were in this, in Poland and Australia. And if you remember back to the scoreboard we did, Poland was my second place of the year. This is the sort of music I love. I'm still convinced this song was wrote for Ellie Goulding, and because it's done by 2 British people, and she sounds just like Ellie Goulding. Like, I'm convinced that's the sort of stuff she did.
Do you think, Elliot, that the staging, the staging
Killed it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it wasn't good enough. No, it wasn't that. It was good enough. It was too busy. This is such a fast-paced song with a lot of changes and a lot of singing. She needed to be stood still or in the chess piece, and it's moving and she's holding on to something. She was doing too much dancing and moving in this, because even when she did that bit where it said history, you hear her breath go. Yeah. And that's the issue. She was having to, and then she's on the floor and then she's back up again. And Poland, it's the 3rd year in a row where we've all just kind of gone, what is going on stage? You've got this decent song and you've just put this concept behind it. And I get the whole chess thing has been a running theme with her. It's in the music videos and a lot of her performances. Just have her stand there on a tower, dressed like a queen, and you've got 5 dancers representing the chess pieces then in black and white. That's all you had to do, because the song itself is good enough. And to be honest, I thought it was going to get through. You had Lithuania, Sweden, Ireland, UK, friends of Poland in the semi. I thought they'll be fine. Australia, great song, great artists in Electric Fields. Zachariah sang it phenomenally. Like, no one can take that away from them. They sang that beautifully. The opening shot where it's just like the colors on them, loved it, absolutely loved it. But as Troy said, bar, Dami and Voyager, they've always struggled when it comes to a televote. And I think some of Voyager was because they closed the semi-final last year. But yes, they're always the exception. And Malta's the same, so I don't think Malta's going to get through on Thursday, just jump ahead, because these 2 countries bomb a televote every single time. So I do think those 2 should have gone through, and I would have taken out Serbia and Slovenia. So when Serbia got called through, I was surprised. And then when Slovenia got through, I was like, I'm about to lose some of my favourites. And sadly, it was those 2. But they'll bounce back. Hopefully Australia stay in the contest, because I know it's difficult for them funding-wise at the minute. And I know this... My main concern is, and I've thought this for a few weeks, is if they didn't qualify, would they come back? I am slightly concerned, because now they haven't got the audience for Saturday night to stay up and watch unless they want to get behind Cilia. Are people going to watch it? Are they going to see it as viable? Yeah. And I'm not sure, which is really, really sad to think about.
I wondered why Australia would make all the effort to be in Eurovision, to come all traipse all that way, and then do that staging. It just doesn't make any sense. Even if you're a bit skint or whatever, you just wouldn't come all that way and do a half-arsed stage. I mean, at one point, they were looking this way and the camera was there, and then they were like, and it's like, oh, right, oh, yeah, it's there. It just seemed a bit amateurish.
Yeah. It's a shame. Yeah. The other 3, though, they were dead certs, like Azerbaijan, Moldova, and Iceland, all the same thing. Not a bad song, just not competitive in the slightest in this semi-final.
I was disappointed with Australia, and I was disappointed as well with Moldova, because on the national final that staging was absolutely stunning.
She looks super classy.
You know, and then
There was like 5 women all dressed in black, all doing the same movement, all dressed the same, and they look stunning, absolutely stunning.
And then the staging, she was on her own, and with a dress that was, to be fair, you said it was a bit tarty.
It wasn't classy,
and it was just disappointing. And Iceland, that was just a bit basic 80s Eurovision.
We saw
She was lovely. She was lovely.
We saw Hera Bjork in the Netherlands.
She's lovely, but what was she wearing? She was stood on a plinth and not moving, and it was just a bit basic.
All she needed 2 trumpets.
No, that's it. Because in the Netherlands, she wore that silver suit, and she looked fantastic. She looked amazing. I told her how amazing she looked. She was like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, you look stunning."
I will say the wine mums have lost out on Saturday night. I know that much, because the drunk wine aunts would have been going mad for that on the Saturday evenings.
There's more than enough scantily clad male dancers for those wine mums to get drunk over.
Yes, there definitely is.
I mean, let's look at our non-qualifiers. Poland, I don't think ever stood a chance. From the outset, it was hideously overrated, and the staging. I mean, I've just got down here. What the fuck, a horse? Because that's literally what it appeared to me. I suddenly looked up and I was like, "What the fuck's that?" Okay. Azerbaijan, I mean, let's face it, it's a decent cure for insomnia. Okay, that song was boring. Iceland was the award for the most UK-esque staging and song, even though Hera Bjork is lovely. Okay, you had Australia, which was the one I was genuinely sad not to see get through. And then we had Moldova, and unfortunately, the biggest problem Natalia Barbu had was the fact that the song wasn't anywhere near a patch on the song that she came 10th with in 2007.
The issue with Natalia Barbu was, and it goes back to what Michelle said, in the national final it was striking because you had these 5 women, these 2 mics, and they were moving, and it was like, wait, which one is she? And when you don't have a chorus, which is just her doing a scale, you need something else on stage. She was just stood in the middle going, la, da, da, and the LEDs were beautiful behind her, gorgeous. But put that money into having some dances or something on stage, because she's just stood there singing a singing scale.
Yeah. And that is the problem, isn't it? Because the staging has gone up so spectacularly. I mean, let's face it, if the UK are investing money on staging like it has done this year, then quite frankly, the countries that haven't are fucked. And that's just not the copious amounts of vodka that I've had this evening, which are leading me to swear more often. But, I rest my case.
Thank you very much, Tom. Thomas, what do you think of the non-qualies? Who should have qualied? Who shouldn't have qualied? Maybe you actually predicted the top 10, and therefore everything's good.
No, I got 8 out of 10. For me, it was 4 definite qualifiers and 3 or 4 definite non-qualifiers, and the rest could be a dogfight who got through. For me, the definite qualifiers: Croatia, Ukraine, Ireland, and Portugal. And the definite non-qualifiers was, for me, Azerbaijan, Iceland, and Poland. And the rest could be a dogfight for the rest. So for me, it was a close race.
Sorry, Thomas, I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing at Jude's comment.
That's okay. That's okay. So I think it's okay. For me, I would have swapped Finland for and Slovenia. They shouldn't have qualified for me, and I would have Australia and Moldova instead.
I'd have swapped Finland for anybody, but there you go. Moving on to Sean. Sean's here. Oh no, here. It's all backwards. I don't like it. Sean.
Oh,
I didn't think you were back.
I know. Okay, so I got 9 out of 10 qualies right. I know. I got So I got Serbia as a non-quali, but I was wrong. I thought being second on and being sandwiched between Cyprus and Lithuania, I thought it might fall a bit flat, but obviously I was wrong. It's got through, so good on them. Poland, the chess sort of staging, I didn't quite understand it. It didn't really go with the song. It kind of left me feeling a bit stale, mate. No.
Was it?
No. Well, I thought it was funny. Never mind.
Oh, sorry, Sean. I wasn't listening. Tell us again.
I said I thought I thought Poland's chess staging left me feeling a bit stale, mate.
Oh no, that was shit. Sorry. No. Carry on.
Yeah.
Iceland. Oh, Hera, she needed some dancers. Where were the dancers? She had 5 bloody backing vocalists that came on in the last minute of the song. She needed something to lift it up. I mean, it was just crap.
She needed a tear off of
What
like
was-
she was going like that.
No, she doesn't. No, leave that strap down. She didn't need a tear off. But I mean, she's a legend. She's a Eurovision legend, and she always will be. And I love her to bits. She's a lovely person, but that staging was bloody awful. So Iceland, I'm sorry, you screwed it up. Moldova, gutted. I said to Ian, I said, where are the other violinists? It's supposed to be like 5 violinists, and it went really well because they're all choreographed together, all in time, all with the same actions, and it was brilliant in the national final. And they just flushed that down the toilet. I don't understand why. It's so annoying. Australia, I just thought it was a bit of a shambles. I've got to say, I didn't like it. Did I like it? I don't like it, I'm afraid. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the non-qualies, I'm afraid.
Thank you very much, Sean. I'm sure we'll edit quite a lot of that out.
You won't, because I'm editing it.
Let's go on to the qualifiers.
Yay.
Who should we start with? Let's start with Thomas. Are you happy mainly with who qualified?
I am. Let's be honest. There was 5 for me absolute winners this evening. Croatia, Ukraine, Ireland, Portugal, and Cyprus. What a marvelous performance by those 5. Especially Croatia, Ukraine, and Ireland. Wow, amazing. I was really, really impressed with Ireland. Maybe not the song for me, but the staging, bloody amazing. Well done, Ireland. Took a chance. Maybe be polarizing for the final, but I really, really, really think that would be Ireland's best results in many, many, many years. So well done. So, but I should be checking hotels in Zagreb in 25, because I think Croatia will get it this time.
Yeah, it's going to be Zagreb. We've looked at all the arenas.
You never know.
It's
You never
gonna
know.
be, it's gonna be.
You never know.
Fingers crossed it's Zagreb, because Switzerland's too expensive.
Yeah.
Tom, you didn't actually save our predictions, did you?
Oh, where are they?
Yeah.
He's got them somewhere in that notebook. He always does.
I'll tell you what. I'll go to Sean and come back to you. Sean,
yeah.
Sean, you predicted 1 out of this 10. How did you do that? Because
What? I predicted what? You're a liar. You're a liar. Sorry, I can't think of that.
we know a song about that.
We're not talking about that, don't we? First, right, so the qualifiers, that's what you want my opinion on. Cyprus, yeah, great. Brilliant show opener. Glad they got through. Fantastic song. I'm glad Serbia went through, even though I didn't have it down as a qualifier. Lithuania, it was always going to go through. I think Ireland. Oh, my God, Ireland. The progression from the national final to this, that is art. That was phenomenal. That staging tonight was captivating from the first second to the last second. It was stunning. Did you see how emotional and upset she were when she went through? she was in tears, and even as
They.
the end credits,
They
okay, and even as the end credits rolled as well. Oh gosh, you could see the emotion. I'm so pleased for them. It is such a damn good performance. I think they've got a chance here. They're definitely going to be.
Because we know a bloke in Ireland we can stay with.
They're definitely going to be top 5, without a doubt. And another one I think is a contender for the win is Ukraine, because that was stunning tonight. Absolutely stunning. I loved the entire performance. Croatia, I disagree with Thomas. I don't think this is going to win. I kind of agree with Tom that it's got maybe second place written all over it, if they're lucky. I just think it looked a bit messy on screen as well, to be honest. It looked a bit too big and a bit too messy, and I wasn't really a fan. What else? Finland, No Rules. I don't really care about that song. The performance is funny the first time you see it, but if you get one lousy camera shot, then it kind of ruins the whole joke, to be honest. And there was a couple of mistakes, I think, in the camera positionings tonight. What else? I think pretty much that's about it. Portugal, Grito, beautiful song. I think the surprise of the night was Luxembourg. I'm glad they've got through. It's the first time they've been in it for 31 years. So, yeah, we'll see them in the grand final, and that's really good. It did sound a bit different from the national final song. I think they've had a little bit of a revamp, and it kind of worked. I think if it hadn't been on right at the end, they wouldn't have got through.
Cheers, Sean. Thank you very much. Let's go to Elliot. We'll save Tom for last.
Oh, hello. So yeah, firstly, Luxembourg, thrilled for them. I did feel proud because you could see like she was close to tears waiting for that last qualification spot, and the song is good enough. And yeah, Sean's right, they did a massive revamp of it, which they released at the end of March. They changed a lot of it, made it a lot more modern, and the ballad part wasn't there before, so they did change a lot of it, to be fair. And she sang it really, really well. And I do think, yeah, they did want Luxembourg back in the final, so they did what they can to get there. I'm not complaining. I really like the song, and I really like Tally. So first half, they were in the final, not great. Lithuania, poor lad looked terrified. I don't know where his confidence went from the national final, but he looked scared tonight. So I do think he might be song 2 on Saturday as well, just because there's no staging to the song. It's 4 dances and him, and it's not going to do anything in the final. I do think there was one song, I think, which can be a winner from tonight, and that was Croatia. When I watched that with the arena and everything, I just kind of went, yeah, I'm getting the same feeling I got from Kalia last year. And I know, Sean, you said it was messy, but Kalia wasn't, a polished, clean performance either. That was a bit of chaos, but it worked. As I always say, as long as you're in the top 4 by the end of the jury vote, you can win. And I think people will respect his vocal because he sings lower now. He doesn't sing higher in the verses. He goes into a lower tone, so he doesn't sound off. And his whole persona on stage, they will respect that to the point where he will get enough marks to cling on to it. Ukraine, I don't get the hype about this song. And Jerry sings amazingly, and Aliona, again, both brilliant. I mean, rap never does one on Eurovision, but it works here. What kills it for me is the shot of where Jerry's LED is the Baptist of Christ on the LED. And then you've got the overhead shot of what looks like some biblical painting there lying down. It's all too, for me, preachy, biblical. And then someone said, I think it's Jamal even said, I don't see the biblical references. You're referencing Mother Teresa, for fuck's sake. It's all a bit too, you're not allowed to dislike this, because it's all religion heavy, and that's what I hate in music, is when you're forcing an emotion on me. Bambi Thug, they deserve all the credit for that qualification tonight, and their team. None of it deserves to go to the Irish head of delegation and Michael Keeley, because he put on a thing, said that my life will be easier if we qualify. You've done nothing for that, because you didn't give a shit in December when you did a podcast and you said, we'll see what happens. I try my best. Bambi Thug and their team has done everything to elevate that from the national final to now. They changed some of the music. There's more dramatic moments in the melodies, and they've actually made the screaming part relevant to the story on stage. They've created a story out of this song. And I was thinking, how the fuck are you going to stage this? Because you're just screaming for the last 20 seconds. It now works. I don't like the outfit reveal. I don't like what they've got underneath. Personally, I like the Black Swan ballet look much more. But I think they have done what they set out to do, which is get to the final. Anything now is a bonus. Whether they come last or fifth, they're in the final. It doesn't matter now. I don't know how this is going to do with the juries. I think the televote will respect it. But again, it's one of those things, some will respect the musical theatre aspect of it and the skill that they have. Some will go, what is this? God, no, that's nightmare fuel. Goodbye, thank you. And, you know, but again, a winner or a song that does well divides people, and it divides people. I can see them doing a UK Ireland back-to-back again, like they did tonight, just because I think the flow worked with it. And yeah, I think it's a great moment for them. It's a great moment for Ireland as a nation and the fans, because the Irish fans are so passionate. They deserve that. I am surprised about Cyprus, Slovenia, and Serbia, because I thought they were all teetering at points, and some of the camera work in Cyprus's entry needs fixing. It's that first minute, it's shocking camera work wise. Cilia, great, went for it, killed it. The things around her need fixing. Slovenia, how did that bodysuit take a month to make is my question. Because they said it took a month to make that bodysuit. I'm like, that's just some mesh fabric. Granted, done to your measurements, but what? That's not a difficult thing to do, to be honest, with the bodysuit with no rhinestones on it. So I was surprised about her and Serbia just because it's so placid. But we're not the experts. I don't think anyone got 10 out of 10 tonight. I don't think, because and Finland, I can see it closing the final because it's a happy Camp 90 song with no rules. But the camera work is clever if they get it right, but also I just kind of wish that wasn't the whole gag of it, because the song is fine. It's actually a nice message about, is there something wrong with me, but why do I feel good? You know, there's no rules. I'm going to do what I want. The stage show around it just distracts from, in my opinion, quite a fun 90s song. But all in all, I still think we're on course for a very competitive fun final. But right now, until I see Switzerland, I do think Croatia is the one to beat.
Okay.
Oh, thank you very much, Elliot. Phil.
Yeah, Ireland. Wow, Ireland was
kicking
amazing.
off with kicking off with Ireland.
I'm kicking off with Ireland because that was by far my winner tonight.
I had the goosey bumps, didn't I? I showed you. I went. So
I mean, good on Ireland for taking a risk, but they've actually gone full out on the staging.
It was phenomenal.
It was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I thought the reveal sort of worked because there was like two aspects for the song. You know, there's like the verses that are really sort of gothic and scary.
It was the dark and the light,
and then the chorus is all like sort of like almost lounge music.
The stagings, that as soon as we saw that, because we've marked it on song, staging, performance, and outfit, and they'd done a total and worked out our top 10 by that. And they beat everything by an absolute country mile. Absolutely flew home, which was unexpected.
Yeah,
we weren't expecting it, but you were upset. Well, not upset. You pointed out the fact that the presenter that wasn't Petra said this is our first
non-binary.
And
then she went on a spiel about single female vocalists, which I thought was quite disrespectful.
Yeah, and this is the only, you'll be safe here being a female vocalist.
It just seemed a bit disrespectful.
Yeah,
well, anyway,
it really was. It really was. But to make to point out the fact that they are non-binary and then call them female. It's not cool. Not cool.
Yeah, it's the fact that you felt safe there as well. I was like, I didn't like that comment. It's like, oh, you can feel safe here. I'm like, is this a moment about women's safety and and all this sort of, like I said, it felt odd. But also just sidetracking that, they very quickly didn't mention that no POCs have ever won Eurovision.
No.
Just apart from Dave Benson, who's part of the duet, a POC has never won Eurovision.
Yeah. I was going to say Finland, you really despise Finland, don't you?
Why is the man that sings the Finnish song not credited? Why have I not got a T-shirt that says, whatever, save Dave?
Featuring. You should have a featuring, shouldn't you?
It's just,
but I kind of thought the staging almost worked, except that there was some odd camera angles where you saw he was wearing pants. If they could have managed to avoid that, it would have been brilliant. But there's just some slip ups.
But it wasn't.
It's kind of a bit of fun. I'm not surprised it qualified.
Hate it.
I was I thought Cyprus was a bit basic, and I thought the staging was basic as well. There was nothing special going on behind.
I had Cyprus 8th.
It was, there's some good dancing and singing, but in terms of actual staging and behind her, it was just a bit sort of like fireworky things. It was nothing special. Somebody's asked about what was it? Slovenia. Here we go, Little John. Slovenia, that was pure filth, wasn't it? Really. It was body stocking over substance.
Oh yeah, no, it's not.
Ukraine. I kind of thought that song was okay, but seeing the performance, that was a brilliant performance. You can't knock that.
I got worried at seeing the performance that it was so emotional, and you could see the sort of bomby type things coming in, and you're going. But then when she did the baby Jesus on the cross sort of thing, you thought that's a bit too much. To be fair. Like, so I think that might put people off, but
and of course we've not mentioned Telk, Lithuania, with his shoulder.
Yeah,
that's a corking song.
Yeah,
I'm glad that's gone through.
It's crowd pleaser. He's so good. He performs it well. He does a little dance at the little break sort of thing, and he does a little dance. It's good. It's easy. It's easy to listen to. It's easy to watch. You can do the dance because Croatia's like that. You can do that and that. It's easy. Good. Let's go to Tom. Tom, who got the top 10 right and the top 10 wrong?
Well, I mean, I got 9 out of 10.
Bullshit. Nobody knows what you did because we don't pay attention. And you write whatever you want.
I still got 9 out of 10, and the only one I didn't have as a qualifier was Finland. Unlike you, Michelle, who did have Finland down in your predictions.
Did it?
Yeah. You had Croatia, you had Cyprus, you had Finland, as did Phil, as did Sean. You also had Ireland down, and Lithuania, and Luxembourg. So, good points there. And Ukraine. Yeah. Where did you fall down? This is the question. Australia, Poland, Moldova. Those were the 3 that you fell down on. Sean was the only one amongst us that predicted Portugal to qualify in the shows that we did. And Sean also had Slovenia and Serbia down as qualifiers as well. But didn't pick Lithuania or Luxembourg.
But in all fairness, I did tonight because obviously the performances are different. I got 9 out of 10.
Well, that's
tonight.
it. Performances are different.
Yeah.
I mean,
we've all got one of them, Sean. We've all got one of them, Sean.
Well, no, I just did mine on a bit of paper like that.
Yeah, I did as well. Yeah.
Do you know what? I thought Cyprus absolutely nailed it. I thought the backing dancers had a late 90s chic, is what I said, because they had like the big oversized white tops on. I thought Serbia had effective staging, and I thought it was very effective, especially with the flower at the end. Lithuania, the dance break, very effective, solid visuals. Ireland, I think if they can nail the camera work on that, I think that will do even better. In the final, because I thought there were some times, it's like there was a bit where she was lying down amongst the candles, and the candle that was where her face was just too high. And so you needed to kind of think about that more. Although we know the staging guys do an absolutely top job trying to change the stage in like 40 seconds or however long it is that they've got. Ukraine reminds me of Jamala's 1944. Croatia, I thought, was an absolute wow. Serbia needs to know that body stockings are unflattering, but I still had it down to qualify, surprisingly enough. Portugal, I thought, was the best ballad of the night, and I thought offered something different when it came on stage. And Luxembourg, let's face it, everyone's great to see Luxembourg back in the competition. Australia was the one I had to qualify over Finland. It wasn't to be. However, can I thank Betfair for their supreme odds on Slovenia and Poland in both directions, because I backed Poland not to qualify. I backed Slovenia to qualify, both at quite nice odds. That pays for Thursday night's bets.
Yeah, no, you can't thank them because they're not one of our sponsors.
Oh, we got sponsors.
We don't have any sponsors.
No,
shit. Right. Okay, that's fair enough then.
Vision Teas can sponsor.
Oh, get lost. Your nan's dead. You can't flog her anymore. Elliot. Got an interesting
You
fact,
shouldn't say
Elliot?
things like that. You'll make Elliot die of shock. Look at that.
Yes,
boy.
So I have just been told and shown a clip that during the Polish performance, Serbian television cut away from it because the Chinese president arrived in Serbia. So Serbia didn't show Luna's full performance tonight, so they could get in trouble for that. It'll be a fine.
Okay.
Say again. Say again.
So halfway through Luna's performance, the Chinese president who's visiting Serbia arrived in Belgrade. So RTS pulled away from Eurovision and shows the arrival of the president, and it briefly went to the second channel. However, it influenced Luna's performance because as she was doing the bridge, it pulls away and changes. So Serbia didn't show her full performance in its entirety, which is one of the rules of your broadcasting semi-final. So Serbia could get in trouble for that. I'm not saying it was a vote, but if it comes out she is 11th and just missed out, TVP have a very strong case there.
So where
Yeah,
was
but they won't
where
release
did
that
they turn
detail
up?
until after the contest is done.
So the Chinese president is visiting Belgrade in Serbia.
Oh, right,
And
Serbia, that's all right.
He
It's just that
landed during Luna's performance.
I had like Poland at 10th. So if everybody in Serbia had Poland sort of like, you know, hovering around and then it cut off and it went to them and they're like, oh, right, that's gone. I'm just saying.
Well, that's it. That's what I was saying.
Yeah. I had it at 10th. It was there on the cusp.
So it was a Chinese lunar landing.
Right, on that note,
Come
we'd like
on,
to say,
that's pretty good.
oh, shut your face, Sean. On that note, we'd like to say thank you very much for watching. You can catch us on TikTok, Mastodon, Facebook, Instagram. Go on, give us another one. YouTube.
Obviously, you're probably watching.
I don't think it's anymore.
Yeah.
Find us on all the social because we're everywhere. Why wouldn't we be? I'd like to say thank you to Sean from Vision Teas. He'd sell his nan if she wasn't dead.
Thank you. See you Thursday.
Yeah, we'll see you Thursday. We're doing this again Thursday. Thank you very much, Tom, who wouldn't sell his nan. Yeah, he's on mute. Well, that's all right. That's fine. We'll let him off. Thomas, thank you very much, Thomas.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and let's all have our finger crossed for Saba on Thursday.
I really hope she's not got Hera Bjork's pedestal to be on. We'll be fine if she's not. Trojan horse, it's Troy.
Darlings, I will see you Thursday.
Yes, you will. And Super Sub Elliot, thank you very much.
You're very welcome. This has actually been a lot of fun, and I shall see you Thursday because I'm scheduled to be on then, so it's fine.
Oh, nice, because I haven't got my big black book of doom, so I don't know who's on. Phil, are you on Thursday?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I think we probably are. Anyway, join us again straight after semi-final 2 on Thursday for more drunken ramblings of ESC Fan TV. Until then, bye.
Bye.